everybody, and welcome to episode 22 of Top Table Live. You're joined by me, Top Table Jay.
Me, Top Table Steve.
And we are talking about something that's very overdue on the lives, actually. We are talking about Warcry.
Warcry.
It has been far too long. We've not addressed this. Obviously, we've been loving Warcry, me more than most.
You very much more
people
than most.
may have figured out, and I have been jumping into this with both feet, but we've not covered it on a live yet. Not properly, anyway. Nothing dedicated to Warcry.
When it first came out, we did.
That is true, and what a better time than 1 month in. So everyone's, obviously, we talked about it a lot in the run-up, and then we give our opinions, but we don't know what everyone else's is. And now we've played in tournaments, I've ran a tournament.
I've not lost yet.
Have you not? Oh. It's because you don't play. And we've experienced a lot of what Warcry's got to offer, so now we can really break down what we actually think of the game.
Yeah.
But should we have a look at who's in the chat and say hello? Okay, so first in was, of course, Green Tree, who says, now then, good evening, Green Tree. Hope you're doing well, my friend. We've got Christian Reeves in, says, evening, everyone. Evening, Christian. Chris? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Owen Carmichael's in, good pal of mine. Actually, a bit of a streamer himself, takes care of some of the streams in the early Vengeances, part of the Sheffield Guild Ball group.
Nice.
All round
down and
man.
help us out.
He should, yeah, we could do with it.
Clue what
He's probably looking at this going, what is this amateur attempt? So good to have you in. Owen says, Jay can never figure out his own buttons. It's a curse he has to live with. Amen, brother. Amen. How are you doing? What are you up to these days? We've got Tim Cafferty in, who says, cheers, everyone.
How are you doing, Tim?
Are you new in the stream, Tim? Is Tim a new name?
I don't recognise the name, so if it is your first time, Tim, let us know where you're from and how you heard about us. And on that note, to anyone who's new, who's not been in the chat before,
welcome.
Or if you're one of those lurkers who watches and never comments, just say hi, give us a wave in the chat, let us know where you're from, what games you play, etc.
That is the rule. First time in, you have to let everyone know where you're from, what you're playing, and all that jazz. But good to have you all in, and we're looking forward to meeting you all. Blackjack's in.
How you doing, man?
Brother in Arms Andy is in. I'm sure we'll be plugging the Weekender later, and Andy can help with that one.
Coming down for a Lord of the Rings game soon.
Correct. Hal Martin says, good day all, and good day to Andy. Andy's a bit of a celeb, so they're all saying hello to Andy. Tanya T-Boon's in.
Hi, Tanya.
Hello. Tanya was here for War of the Roses on Saturday, I believe.
Not War of the Roses. No.
Not War... the event Ben ran. Is that called War of the Roses?
Yeah.
Wasn't Tanya here for that?
I don't think so.
Tanya, were you here for War of the Roses?
I was here.
I thought I saw the pictures. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong.
I think he's wrong.
That's fine.
He's getting on a bit.
Hal Martin's saying hello to Christian. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. We've got Nosy Cody in.
How you doing, pal?
Sounds like a new name. So
no, it's not new.
Is it not?
No, it's not new.
Is it SBG?
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
Right.
I recognise the name, so it's not new.
Tim Cavett, he says, yes, I am pretty new. I'm from New Jersey, USA. And I found you on Facebook.
Nice.
Good stuff. Are you a Warcry player, Tim? Let us know.
Yeah, what systems do you play?
Yeah, and then Andy is saying, hey, Tim. So, we are going to be talking about Warcry 1 month in, but we usually do a little bit of nonsense and stuff first. We're going to chat about what we've been up to lately, gaming-wise. We've got a Patreon giveaway.
Oh, yes, we have, yeah.
We've got 2 £10 vouchers, because I'm me and I decide to do 2, not 1 all the time. So we're giving away 2 £10 vouchers to our lucky Patreons. So we're going to hook them up, and we're going to chat about anything you want to chat about, and we want your opinions on all things Warcry. So feel free to throw them in the chat, ask us questions, let us know your thoughts, and we can deep dive into it, and it'll spur some conversation. So if you guys keep commenting, we'll have plenty to chat about.
Yeah.
Correct?
So the subject is Warcry tonight. That doesn't necessarily mean if you don't play Warcry that you're not welcome. Of course you are, and we will chat and talk about, if you want to ask questions about anything else, whether it be just channel, another system, please feel free. But it is Warcry themed tonight.
Correct.
What have you been up to, Jay?
Oh man, what have I been up to? So I released a video last week.
I know, shocker.
I know, it's that time of the quarter again. We did a second 5 tips video. The first one was so popular, figured we'd do another one. So we got that out. What else have I been doing?
Good video.
It was alright.
I enjoyed it, yeah.
It was alright. I ran an AOS event.
You did?
So we had the Element Games Grand Slam, which everyone calls Eggs, which I hate. Hate the name.
I was wondering what you were on about
Eggs.
before you were saying eggs.
Oh, right, the Element Games Grand Slam.
Yeah.
So we had our annual 40k event, which was wicked. We had 40 odd players. It was 2-day AOS event. It really kind of spurred me to get back into AOS because I've played some tournaments, but not a lot.
Yeah.
So that kept me busy. We've been running Warcry at the club.
Yes.
I've played in an event. I've ran an event, and I've got some interesting thoughts on running them. I don't agree with some of the OP rules, which we'll talk about.
Okay.
And yeah, other than that, as much Warcry as I can possibly get in. And I've been painting. I know. All the weird things are happening, but I've actually been painting some Star Wars Legion.
Nice. Is that the new...
No, the new Clone Wars stuff is out next week.
It looks awesome, that.
But the weird thing is, my Imperial army is every unit is 80% done.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, that's not okay. So literally in an evening, I sat down and got 4 units finished, including basing. And I'm like, why have I never finished the last... Because I'd 90% painted all of it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it was airbrush, and then it's just detail work. So I'm looking at playing a bit of Legion. Obviously, when the new stuff comes out as well, but I've got an Imperial army I should just finish.
I don't play. I've never played it. I don't play it, but
you bought it, didn't you? We had your set. I nicked the bits
so.
out.
Yeah. I mean, I love Star Wars, and the miniatures are great, and I keep an eye. I'm in a couple of groups for it. Funnily enough, even though I don't play it, I don't know how to play it. But there's that new Luke model coming out, which looks awesome.
Okay.
Luke Jedi, which look. I'll probably buy some models and just paint them and put them on the shelf.
They announced the new. Obviously, you get like Obi-Wan and stuff. They announced the new one of those for Spiel in Germany.
Yeah.
So I've got someone going.
Yeah, he's stood on the thing, and
I might be going myself.
Has he got a special rule on the high ground or something?
No.
I remember reading something like that.
It's the same profile. He may have in the game, but it's the same profile. It's just like a show exclusive.
Can you get me one of them?
No. Don't like you very much, do I? But I might get one for channel subscribers and patrons, and we'll give away. Yeah, probably won't. I think they're 1 per person. If it's anything like the X-Wing ship I got from Gen Con last year, like it's impossible.
Well, are you going to Spiel?
I think we were chatting about
and
it
there's already a guy getting you one at Spiel.
You got to cover bases. I think I'm going for a day.
Right.
Because I'm going to Amsterdam to see Ramon, who made the top table coins.
Nice.
And then I think on the way back we're going to do a day in Spiel, because Element are going to go and attend. So,
nice.
What about you? What's been going on hobby-wise with Steve?
I have been, as far as being here in the studio, I've been kind of AWOL. I've been off the radar for about 2 weeks. Not managed to get any filming done here, other than the live stream that we've done for Middle Earth.
You've done a couple of accidental live streams.
Yeah.
From home. Just turned it on without realising.
Yeah. So if anyone's seen that, they can see that's like behind the curtain in my man cave, and I'm making one end of my man cave into like a mini studio like you've got, so I can do terrain builds and painting tutorials, filming there, and possibly some live streams.
I was on my way to Leeds on Saturday, and I had to phone Steve and be like, this doesn't look right, you do know you're live, and then panic, nope, kill. So his views of his own, not that of top table gaming, anything you might have heard is...
I don't think I said anything, because I actually think I was like messing about with the wires at the back of the PC trying to...
How did you accidentally go live? It's not like a one-click thing.
Do you know what it is? It's from being here and clicking go live instead of record.
Okay.
I was trying to record it to see if the sound was alright, because the sound's a bit funny in the man cave. So I thought I'd clicked record, but obviously I'd clicked live because you rang me saying you're live.
Yeah. Well done. Well
But yeah,
done.
other than that, I've started making one of the boards for the next scenario for Scar in the Shire
Nice.
series that we're doing. So
Nice.
that will be the first tutorial build video
Cool.
that comes out. I've been filming that. So yeah, that's it really.
Good.
That's it. Really busy at work. So
Good stuff. And obviously Lee's been busy. He's doing a bit of AOS. Ben, he did a top 5 Rohan.
he's been painting like mad apparently as well.
Has he? Was he painting?
Yeah, all his like half finished projects, high elves.
Oh, he's doing similar to what I did last year, just clearing, like with the Legion as well, just clear the project.
But he made his fancy desk, didn't he? So he's just trying to put it to use.
That's it, yeah. It does look good actually, that desk.
Yeah, that's alright.
Any of the stuff we're talking about is probably on the channel, so click links and go and have a look. And any new people do it, subscribe, because we very much like that.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at the chat. So we are here. Steve, you want to take over from Flip Movie Maker?
Flip Movie Maker. Hello from Alberta, Canada. Hello.
Welcome, my friend.
And thank you for joining us.
Good to have you in.
Yeah. How did you hear about us and what systems do you play, my friend? Tanya says, no, that wasn't me. You had me thinking. I was thinking, was Tanya there? Was I really rude and didn't say hello?
Yeah.
But I said,
It could have been a photo from a different event, and I've just cross-wired it in my head because I'm an idiot.
Maybe. But she's coming to Scarring in December, so that'll be awesome.
And by the end of tonight, I'm going to buy a ticket for the Weekender.
Yes, Tanya, get to the Weekender.
500 point one-day event, Sunday battle companies, Friday something,
fun and
play some casual Lord of the Rings games. I'll try something
and all
new.
weekend it's pretty casual.
It's gonna be
like
awesome.
There's all sorts going on.
You can't miss the Weekender.
I'm meeting up with Tommy this week as well. So
Tommy Sewell.
Yeah, there'll be some stuff coming.
Very
soon,
nice.
some
Cool.
announcements. Owen Carmichael, 100% amateur hour. Rude. Alvaro Valesco Escuado.
Nice.
Apologies if I didn't pronounce that.
I think you did well
properly,
there.
Yeah.
I'd have butchered that.
Thought this was about Warcry. Why do I see Middle Earth logo there?
Have we left the wrong background on?
Oh,
cool. You're welcome.
Ignore that.
That's just a tribute to all our...
You can change that midstream if you want.
Those of you who do know Top Table Gaming know we always have at least one tech issue on a stream. If that's it... yes. If that's it for this one, then I'm fine with that.
Yes, this is about Warcry. Do not worry. Do not
Ignore
worry.
that. We have our tech goblin, Nick, currently working on it in the corner. It's fine.
Just double-click image and then go to browse.
So, Hal Martin, first time here. Good to have you in, Hal.
How you doing?
Andy brought me to your channel. Hey, good job, Andy. Been following your vids and finally hitting a live
Welcome
stream.
to a proper channel.
Yeah, from... Woo! Interestingly, he says, from Alberta, Canada, and play all mini-games. So you and... Flip Movie Maker, 4 comments above, could hook up and play some games.
Yeah, Flip Movie Maker.
Look at that, we're bringing people together, mate. That's what we
friends
do.
across the ocean.
And he says thanks for the content, and we say you are welcome.
You are very welcome.
Flying Mammal.
What games do you play, by the way? Flying Mammal. How
She's waving. How are you? Good
How's
to
that
see.
cake coming along? We're getting close now.
So, Flying Mammal.
Tiny amount of jam.
She's also doing a cosplay for the weekender, and I've thought I figured it out a couple of times. She sent me some teasers. I can't get it, and it's not anything that I thought it was.
I've not seen her. You have to show me.
Because interestingly, I thought I got it the other week because I know it like.
Did she give you any clues? Is it a movie or?
I can't remember that she did, but I can't remember. But do you know when like somebody comments on Facebook in a group and you see it? Like I've seen things she's been buying for the cosplay. That because I think I saw her buying some feathers on Facebook, and I was like, "You're doing Corvus Cabal," and she was like, "Nope," and I was like, I thought I had it, but we will see. So. Another weekender attendee and all-round great person. Tom D is in.
Yeah, you got give us some clues, Ruth.
I know, right? Hi guys, little late. Looking forward to this. How dare you be late? Please leave. No, don't. We need all the views. Stay, stay where you are. Blackjack says, "Hey Ruth." Christian says, "Hey Ruth." Everyone's saying hey to everyone. Benjamin Westlake's in. He says hi.
How you doing, Benjamin?
Good to have you in, my friend.
Do you know Benjamin?
I don't. I'm afraid.
Are you new, Benjamin? Are you new to the chat? If you are, let us know where you're from and what systems you play, brother.
Correct. Everyone's saying peace and love, and it's great to see everyone getting on in the chat. Nalsy Cody says, "Yep, discovered you guys from the GBHL from Dublin, Ireland. Love the lives. Do you know what we could do? We could send him to find Tandoori Barry. We were talking about Barry the other day, weren't we?
I've not
Barry
seen Barry
O'Neill
O'Neill in so long.
GBHL legend. We need to find him and get him out of retirement. Tandoori Barry.
He got a new bird, didn't he? And kind of fell off the face of the earth and never come back.
He didn't want us to see him playing with toy soldiers.
I wonder if she knows he's a nerd. Let's find him and hound him on Facebook.
Should we start a campaign?
Start posting pictures and miniatures on his Facebook page.
Hashtag find Tandoori Barry. It's a thing. We're going to start. But no, good. Thank you, Nosy. Glad you found us, and I hope you're enjoying the stuff we do. Blackjack Legacy says the Star Wars Celebration weekend had a Darth Vader exclusive. There was outright. Yeah, I believe there was like 50 a day.
Is this the one where it's the sculpt of him from, I think it's where...
With all the rocks around and stuff. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
But the interesting thing is with that, like from some of the stuff I saw, most of the traders were buying it. So by the time the trade hall opened each day, the allocation was gone. Right. And we were actually chatting about it today in work, and they're currently like 140 quid on eBay. And that's like what they've sold for historically. Yeah. Interestingly, with the new Obi-Wan model, they've not called it like Star Wars Celebration or Spiel. It's just called Convention. So hopefully it's not just for Spiel.
Yeah.
It is for shows, because every other miniatures company show exclusives tend to be at every show for a year, then they change them. So we can only hope. But I will be trying to get a couple of those bad boys. Tom D says the new M&M expansion. I know, this Saturday the new Warcry expansion drops, and boy is it gonna be fun. Man, it looks so good. It does. We've seen surprisingly little of it through, or I have, to be honest, through the usual media outlets. Guerrilla Miniature Games did a full review.
Warcry as a whole's been like that. It was like that when it was coming out. There wasn't much.
There's a lot now, though. Like there is a lot now. Now, the Guerrilla Miniature Games did a review, which was wicked, but I don't really take much in when someone's just reading me 50 profiles. Yeah. So it was. I watched it. There's a couple of key ones which sound amazing, but I'm looking for. There's nothing better than sitting down with a book and going through it and all that. But we'll chat.
Absorbing it.
We'll chat about that in a bit. And he says, Rerolling Ones just did a vid using a monster as a chaotic beast. That's interesting. So do you know the big monsters like the Chimera that you can use in like narrative battles? When you flip a twist that adds chaotic beast, one of them can be one of the chaotic beasts. Right. So there is a way to get them in just your straight up 1v1 games. I've got the Chimera pre-ordered. The others are already available models you can buy from the AOS range. I think we're going to have a go, aren't we?
Yeah, well, I've not played for it, but it's been a few weeks since my last game.
You need to blow the dust off.
I've only used
Untamed
Corvus.
Beast.
Well, I want to play Corvus Cabal a little bit more. I think they can be quite tasty. When I first looked at the rules, I was a bit upset because they're my favourite models, but then I played them once and I was like, oh, actually they're quite good.
Oh, you used them a couple of weeks ago at the Warcry night, right?
It was great.
So anyone who is local to Element Games and Stockport, we're getting quite a good little following of Warcry players. We had like 12, 14 last time you were down.
Yeah.
It's doing really good. I ran a 12-man event 2 weeks ago. It's pretty cool.
Good, really good.
Yeah, check it out. Don't forget, guys.
Get relaxed as well.
We're gonna do a little bit more on the comments, but this is a Warcry stream, so everything Warcry you want to chat from now, slam it in, ask us questions or what our opinions are on X or Y or Z, and we'll of course get to it. So let's figure out where we are at. There we go. Tom D's pre-ordered the new book. Tim Cavity says, I'm loving Warcry. I hope GW do not mess it up. Do the rules work so well being that it's a smaller game than AOS, or could it work in AOS? It couldn't work in AOS because it's single models.
It's a totally different game, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's not even... So it's like Kill Team is 40k light. It uses a lot. It uses the same dice tables and stuff. It uses a lot of, like AOS is fully built from the ground up. It shares the names of the phases with AOS and the top part of like the model profile, which is like the move toughness and things. But other than that, it's completely independent. But you can, so any of the Warcry factions do have a war scroll for Slaves to Darkness. I've not read them. I think it's the Corvus Cabal can be quite interesting.
Right.
The rest of them are pretty... It's just a group of dudes. They're quite vanilla, really. But if you put all 6 on the table with Arche on, it would look cool.
Yeah.
And some Varangard. And we'll get to Everchosen, because that's one of the interesting things in the new book. Nick Boxon says, late night greetings from Germany. Good evening from Germany.
Thanks for joining us.
Glad to watch you guys. Saw the post on the Warcry Facebook group.
Nice.
Wicked. Thank you for joining us, man. Do have a look at all of our Warcry content. We've got 5 battle reports up presently. Another one being filmed this week. Fingers crossed. We've got some unboxings.
Two how to be awesome at Warcry videos.
Yeah. 2 top 5 tips to get good at Warcry, and then
say
5...
Say that twice. Dead quick.
Top 5 tips to get what it will. No, I'm going to do it now. Top 5 tips to get what it will. No, forget it. Can't do it.
If you want to get wood at Warcry,
we've got a couple of tips videos, so do check them out. And if there's anything you guys would like to see content-wise that we've not thought of yet, stick it in the comments below, and we'll make Steve do it.
Yeah, awesome. And make sure you also check out the Top Table Gaming Community Facebook group, because that's where we all get together and hang out.
Correct. That is a bit of a... We are creeping towards 1,000 people in that group. And anyone who's in there, I'm sure, will back us up in saying it's a really great little hub of like-minded people who want to hang out, play games, and share what they're doing.
Yeah, it's a really nice.
So do go and check out the Top Table Gaming Facebook group, which our Tech Goblin is probably going to stick in the comments right now. Yes. You want to take over? We are...
where are we up to?
Tom D.
Tom D. A lot different to AOS, I'd say. It's on game, really. Yeah, exactly.
Agreed.
I mean, I'm not... I like how AOS looks on a board when I walk into the gaming hall and people are playing it. The models are cool. It just looks cool, but the game itself doesn't really appeal to me. But I didn't think Warcry would.
Yep.
And then obviously I had you and me here for like 6 months about it. But then when I played it, I just fell in love with it. It's great.
Do you know what's quite interesting? And Warcry is the first thing that's done it. So I've known you, interestingly, for about 4 years now. You get a medal at 5, don't worry. And I play lots of games.
Yeah.
You play Middle Earth.
Yeah.
So I love throwing new games at Steve. I tried to get you to play Guild Ball. I've tried with all sorts of stuff. And interestingly, other than Super Fantasy Brawl, Warcry is the only game that has managed to grab you.
Yeah.
I've always said you weren't a wargamer, you were a Middle Earth fan.
Yeah.
So Warcry actually grabbing you the way it has is kind of testament to the game.
Yeah. It's
Would
a
you
great
agree
game.
with that?
It's a great game.
It's a good game, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
It is all right. That's why we're going to
I
talk
love the
about
vibe of it. I love the fact that it doesn't feel like a really intense system to get into. You could buy one warband, paint it up, and you set. You don't have to go in with 2 feet and spend loads of money and buy everything. You can just buy one warband. And the beauty of the new book coming out now is you can fiddle about with that one warband just by adding 1 or 2 new models to it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. The ally thing is great. So I'm going to touch on this as a specific thing later, but a lot of people are like, oh my god, 50 new models plus 6 monsters, it's growing too fast. But Only use one per game. You don't have to buy them all, but we will.
But you will.
I will because I'm me, but you don't have to buy them all, and I will because you can only use one at a time.
Yeah.
You don't need to jump in both feet.
Yeah.
So, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. So
We've got Tim Cafferty. Middle Earth SPG is great as well.
course
Yes,
it
it is.
of course it is.
Andy knows what the cosplay is.
What, Ruth?
Come on.
I've begged to find out what this is. That is an outrage.
Ruth says, haha, Andy does know, and I thought Jay realised what it was. He just doesn't realise what he actually guessed. So what have you guessed up to now then? Loads of stuff.
I can't remember. Definitely, I called the Corvus Cabal out, and I think at one point I thought it might have been unmade. I'm gonna have to check in a bit. I'll have to have a look. My phone is currently hotspotting the thing that gives us the comments, so I'm not touching it.
Okay. Owen Carmichael, as someone who hasn't played Warcry, just trying to find the time, Iron Jaws take my fancy. What would you recommend to buy and play? What would you recommend to a beginner? That's a good question.
You've not bought. I thought you were playing with Zai and Mick and stuff. So Iron Jaws are quite interesting because there's literally only 2 boxes of models you can buy. So if you can do that, you get a box of Hard Boys and a box of Brutes. Now, the Brutes the Iron Jaws are very expensive, hit like a train, and quite slow. Right. Is kind of their general shtick. A lot of people
that are painted in the yellow.
Correct.
Armor,
yeah. A lot of people are just running 5 Brutes because one of them is exactly 200. You take 5. It's hard as nails because they do have some abilities that lets them boost their movement. But I think the best way to do it is get a mixture of Brutes and Hard Boys, which are the 130, 140, I think, lower pointed stuff. And I always say in Warcry, you want to look at no less than 7 or 8 models, and that's how I'd run my elite lists. Because a lot of the scenarios are based around objectives, and if you lose 1 or 2 models, you could lose by just being avoided, and they have more bodies and objectives regardless of how many you can kill. You are very slow, but you can utilise your WAR and other things to get you can get your Iron Jaws right up in their grill turn 1. So that's definitely worth looking at. But yeah, if you can, I'd grab a box of Brutes, a box of Hard Boys, and that's going to give you enough stuff for 3,000 points worth of models, and at that point you can try a list, tweak it a little bit.
Change it,
if you buy a box of Brutes, you're going to get either 4 or 5, which is the whole box on the table, and it's kind of stuck, and it's a little bit too few numbers for me in the game. So that's what I'd recommend for Iron Jaws, my friend.
Cool.
But all is going to change when we get the new expansion, because you can get allies, and who knows what you're going to be able to add to your warbands, because it's done via Grand Alliance as well. So you're going to get... It's not like every faction has access to all 50.
Yeah.
There's Chaos have a pool of allies, Order, Death, Destruction. I always forget the 4th Grand Alliance, but yeah, I can never remember 4 at once. But they're all going to be in there, which would be cool. So do check that out. Green Tree, it's my birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday!
Okay, on 3, everyone sing happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. How many people do you reckon started? There was a thing.
Who's still going?
There was a thing last live stream, and I think you said everybody clap, and I legit sat home and went, "Oh." I was waiting because I'm used to being on this end. But no, happy birthday. What do we recommend Green Tree? I reckon you should add another piece of Middle Earth replica weaponry to his collection. Have you seen that?
I think amazing. For your birthday, you should open a Facebook account.
Yes.
Do it, man.
And then go onto the Top Table Gaming community group, and then go to the pin
Click join. One of us will accept you.
There's a pin post for merchandise, and buy yourself a t-shirt.
T-shirt, or a mug, or a shot glass,
or a Stein. We've got all sorts of stuff now, haven't we? But happy birthday, Green Tree, man.
Happy birthday, man.
Hope it's good to be 21 again. Mr. Benjamin, I'm in Southampton and play everything. This guy's my spirit animal. I play everything. Or I intend to play everything.
Very down south, though.
Yeah.
I drove to Southampton once to get the ferry to Isle of Wight. Or Isle of Man. Isle of Wight.
Okay.
Yeah. Been in Southampton.
That was the best story I've ever heard. Thanks, bro.
Just making a connection, you know what I mean?
Andy says, I think the show exclusives may only be exclusive for a year or 2, then potential for release. That's great. I do like it when eventually it's more of a pre-release than this is the only way to get it, because then everybody gets one. Yeah. Or
not everyone can get to shows.
A lot of companies now, GW do actually a little bit, I've seen. Whenever there's a show on, they put the show exclusives on the web store for the duration of the show.
Yeah.
So when we were at Steamforge, if it was the Gamma Trade show and we had show exclusives, those deals and exclusives would go on the web store for literally the days of the show. So that's always a nice way of doing it as well, which is good. Everyone's saying happy birthday, Green Tree. Christian Reeves saying, Box of Brutes will get you a full 1,000-point crew, Owen, which we touched on. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hal Martin says, thanks, Christian. I've been waiting to give the Iron Jaws a whirl, and I own the card pack, just wasn't sure where to start. Can the Shadespire group be used? Yeah, they absolutely can. There's been a lot of conversation about which of the Shadespire minis are everything. My opinion is the 4 dudes are Ard Boys, and the leader is a Brute. But I think they are modelled slightly differently, so I think it's at player discretion.
Is this what's the card pack that's apparently gone?
It's not been confirmed that any of them have gone. Some of them are out of stock on GW at the moment. Right. Stormcast is one. I believe Flesh Eaters is one. Right. I'm not sure which.
I picked up on some chats.
Yeah, I'm not sure which are out.
Busy chat,
but so it's one of two things, isn't it? They either didn't make enough because they underestimated the game.
# contrast paint.
Or kind of the other side of the same coin is sales have way surpassed what it is, and that's why the game is booming. But I would recommend grab your card packs because they're great. Like they are really like from Element Games, they're like £4.
Yeah.
Affiliate link.
Why would you not get them?
Check the group for the affiliate link. Shameless plug. And I really love just having them all in a binder, and I can sit and list build, and it's great because when I'm playing in tournaments, I have my cards out, but I can have my opponents, so I'm not constantly, what does he do? What does he do? Can I see the card? It's just a bit of a nicer way of doing things. They all say, not sure about Shadespire minis, are they Ard Boys? They're chatting about it. I think you need a few more models if so. And they've said, no idea what they are, 4 in the unit. Nick has posted a link for us because he's a legend. Flying Mammal says play everything. Flying Mammal plays a lot of games as well.
Yeah.
The last weekender we saw Sean and Ruth play Middle Earth.
Yep. I'm loving it.
She beat Sean.
Have you painted your Ents yet? That's the question.
Have you painted your Ents? I didn't know what that was, but I sensed there was a thing on the last one. Aristea, in which she beat Sean.
There's a theme here.
Malifaux, I believe you were playing, and I think you beat Sean. I hope Sean's in. But no, do you know what? It's fun. I've currently put a rule of 3 on myself. I've picked 3 games. We were chatting about it, weren't we? I've picked 3 games that I'm going to play till the end of the year. Purely because I want to be able to make content about them as well and not be spread a bit too thin. But I have played most things and probably will play anything. If someone even asks me for a game, I'll start a new system.
Yeah.
I just like playing games.
I'll give most things a go, but it's a lot. I am quite picky with games.
Yeah.
It's got to really grab me for me to have any interest in it whatsoever.
Correct.
I won't just buy into a game if it's like, yeah, it's alright. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. Right, let's blitz through these and then we'll get chatting. So, Nick's Bohan says, first I was on the fence with Warcry. Knowing little about it, I only had dangerous half knowledge of the mechanics. Went to my local GW and had a test game, instant love. Warcry reignited my love for tabletop games.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
That is really good.
It is, right?
But I've heard a lot of comments and read a lot of comments on Facebook about people who've gone, yeah, I went on a demo and I fell in love with it. Great. I think they've achieved what they set out to achieve. It's a game that is instantly grabs you.
Do you know what?
It's not a grower. It just gets you straight away.
It's got that hook, right? And I like you saw me, I was like a zombie by the time Warcry came out. Because obviously, in my role at Element Games, the 2 weeks prior, the legend that is Nick speed painted a load of stuff. I took credit for it all in a video.
Standard.
And I spent 2 weeks just demoing the game like relentlessly as my day job. Like I'd played 40 games at the point that it come out and I was knackered. But one thing you always do, because I've had it at Steamforge and other games I've demoed over the years, is you always try and, in a lot of games, you manufacture a scenario. You put the miniatures in a set place and you tell people about certain special rules. So we don't know what piece of tech just went cling cling, by the way. We're all looking confused. And yeah, you set up a scenario, and like with Guild Ball, I wouldn't tell people about certain special rules until a certain point. And you'd try and manufacture that like magic moment where it all clicked and they went, oh, I can do this, which lets me do this. With Warcry, you don't need to do it. You tell them how to play the game and go. And it's just such a free-flowing narrative game where you can pull off really amazing things that it's just a dream for a demo.
Yeah.
And it's hard to play it and not get hooked.
It's just so... It seems so basic the first time you play it, and then the more you play it, you realise the different levels to it and how cool it is.
Yeah.
I like I say, I fell in love with it and it's great. But I've read a lot of comments, people saying similar things.
Yeah, it's fantastic. On the face of it, you've got this really simple engine that runs quite well, and then the depth comes in the list building, the abilities, and some of the other really unique things that it adds. It's pretty good. Where are we up to?
So you only guessed Strike Talon.
So that means it must be a Corvus Cabal.
That's good work.
Oh, I'm excited.
That's good work.
Are you coming as furry underpants on 10
Then nobody wants to see that, mate.
I'll bring my Iron Golem.
Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, yeah, they
furry
don't.
underpants and a horny helmet. No way.
No, with your elven lunchbox for the stream veterans right there. And Fly Mama says she did sing. God, nice, good stuff. Green Tree says, haha, Facebook's not happening. Does Top Table have an email address? I have something Middle Earth to send me. It absolutely does. Drop an email to j@toptablegaming.com
or steve@toptablegaming.com.
And
if it's Middle Earth, you don't want it.
I know, right? No, I don't. j@toptablegaming.com or they're the best two.
Yeah.
And you can get hold of us that way and we can chat. Green Tree says, thanks for singing. Blackjack does say, Andy even says, I enjoys our out on GW. Bradley C is in. He says hello.
Bradley Cottington just bought a ticket for Scouring.
My man.
Good to have you, brother.
League finale.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's
doing
fun.
really well.
Good.
It's doing really well. I'm
The
not really
GBHL is still going strong. Looking forward to your tourney coming up. Any exclusives? We can't spoil that stuff. You need to ask Steve when I'm not here because I'm the fun sponge. Steve likes to spoil things, don't you, my man?
The floodgates open when Jay's not here.
Yeah, they do.
There's going to be loads of cool stuff happening. We were actually talking about it earlier.
Me and you?
Yeah, you don't look confused.
Oh, yeah. We are like well organised and prepared for this.
What event's this?
What? The what? Tanya says, would like to try Daughters of Cain, but not sure where to start. Daughters of Cain are quite an intimidating one. They've got the most
I really
profiles.
like the aesthetic.
I think they've got like 16 profiles. Is it? I'm being nodded at. 16 profiles, which is by far the most.
Right.
I think 10 to 12 in the Gits is the next one. Basically, it's a Daughters of Cain model. You can use it, especially now with the allies. I think they get a couple of the characters. And it's one that I'm going to visit soon and just try and learn. It's one of the ones I've not built a list on because there's so much of it. And I've got 15 factions already. This game, 1 month in, has got 15 factions plus mercenaries now.
Yeah. We've
got so much to choose from. They were the one that I went, I don't own them. That's a lot of information. I'll learn the game with the ones I like. But with that much variation in profile in a game that there is technically only 3 stats and then an attack profile, it means they must have some pretty cool stuff in there.
Well, do you know where she can try those?
Where can they be tried?
At the Weekender.
11th to 13th of October, Tanya. Get yourself down here. So in between Middle Earth, you can play some Warcry.
We have the models.
You can play some board games. We've got Tommy here to help you with painting advice. Steve's here. Sorry about that, but the Weekender is not to be missed. Do check it all out. Tanya said, yeah, we covered that one. Andy is confirming there is lots of stuff you can check out. Mr. Benjamin, it's a gateway game. The first time is free. First hit is always free. Do you know what? It really is, and it definitely... a good example is my Gloomspike Git. So I got, and it is in a hobby vlog somewhere on the channel, I got about 1,000 points into painting my goblins for AOS, and I was like, I've already painted 120 models that, you know me, I always play Horde armies and then hate painting them. And I stopped, but then all of a sudden I was like, Warcry's out, so I went and grabbed the models that had profiles and I based them because that was all that was they needed basing. And then I was like, I might as well do the rest. And I'm now back working on my Gits army for AOS because I dug them out and started finishing the basing for Warcry. And it definitely does, and it's hand in hand. Aside running the event and stuff, it's definitely reignited my love for AOS. I've actually booked an event. I'm going to Blood and Glory, which some of you may know. It's on the 1st to 3rd of November at the Roundhouse in Derby, and it was about 600 people last year, and it's GW systems. So there's a big multiple 100-person AOS event, big multiple person 40k event, loads of stalls and stuff, things going on around it. Run by Ben Curry. He's just won a Warhammer Hero thing because of the work he does. So I'm going to be playing AOS on the Saturday and Sunday, and there's a Warcry event on the Friday. And it's going to be awesome. And I'm going with channel friend Ian Marley.
Where are you, Ian? Why are you not in the chat?
It's good he's not in the chat because we'd have to censor him.
We would have to censor him.
Because it's Ian, isn't it? But no, that is awesome. Where are we up to? Glenn Seymour's in. Hey, Glenn. Glenn's coming to the Weekender.
He is, of course he is.
Glenn makes smart life choice. He nearly wasn't, though. I nearly had to unfriend him on Facebook.
I
and
think that was a ploy just to get us.
Do you think he's
on,
just hype building, isn't he?
On, yeah.
You little tease. Everyone's saying hi to Glyn because look, the world loves him. Green Tree, that is the correct email, my friend. He says, "Hey all, hope everyone is well and enjoying themselves. Pretty ill this week.
Oh man,
sad times, man. Hope you will feel better soon." Yeah. Glyn, let us know about your Warcry stuff. Everyone's saying get well. Flying Mammal's telling Tanya to come. Get well. Feel better soon. Feel better soon. Cool. And now we're caught up. So now I'm going to ramble a little bit about Warcry. Whoa, we've been chatting for quite a while already.
You've been chatting.
That's what I do. Steve always says I talk too much. So Warcry.
Yes.
We started off. We flew to the AOS Open Day. The wonderful Nick was with us.
Yes.
Did we celebrate Nick's birthday there? Have I made that up?
No, I did.
Was it your birthday? Yeah, it was.
This is where Jay said, it's Nick's birthday. I'll buy his dinner. Oh, Steve, I've got no cash on me. Can you buy Nick's dinner?
But it was...
Quick change of subject.
Yeah, that happened. But no, we went down. We tried to get a demo. It didn't work, unfortunately.
The demo tables...
it was rammed.
Yeah, the demo tables, you just couldn't get anywhere near them.
But we got to check out a lot of the art and a lot of the other stuff. I did just hear a camera bleep a second ago, by the way. Made me worry a bit. But luckily, Element had their demo set by then. So we flew back and we sat around and we demoed the game. You had your first game. Yes. I'd obviously had a little bit of a play with it.
Yeah.
What was your initial thoughts on the game? And everyone in the chat, let us know now. What did you think when you tried the game? What questions about the game have you got and all that stuff? Do let us know. So what was your feeling, Steve, when you first tried the game?
When I first tried the game, I watched the game before trying it.
Yep.
So I watched the game being played.
Yep.
And I thought, I don't know, I really don't think I'm going to like this.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, I'm always dubious teaching you games for that reason.
Yeah. And then I played it, and straight off the bat, I think first couple of turns I'd done some cool stuff. I got a couple of doubles. I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah,
this is cool.
You start pulling the abilities, and I think you did like the chain activation and the rampage and some of that stuff.
It just really resonated with me quite quick, and I picked it up really quick.
I remember you had 2 games that night, and you were kind of like, you were like, I love the furry underpants. The Untamed Beasts are amazing. You love the dog and the synergy between the Beast Speaker and the Rotos Prowler. Yeah. And interestingly, then for the next 2 weeks, obviously we were playing when we could. We did a couple of bat reps for the channel. Yeah. Everybody was like giving demos, and the reception to it has just been nuts, hasn't it?
Yeah. And you know, one of the main things about the game, like when you're playing a game, you kind of there can be a point in the game where you think to yourself, I can't win this. I've lost. I'm done. I can't win. Or you think, I've got this in the bag. Yeah. With Warcry, you cannot think like that.
Well, how many bat reps? Like a couple of the bat reps we've done, we've been like, yeah, it's a 40-minute game, and it's either we've had games where 3 or 4 times we've both been like, oh, the other person's smashing us, and then it's gone and flipped, and one activation can completely flip it on the other head. And then we're going to have like the 40-minute speed game on camera, and we've been in here like 4 hours, and it's been like a game of chess, hasn't it? And it's fantastic. And a lot of people, like, being honest, one of the big things that was brought up on release is a lot of people are like, it's too simple. It's not at all. I genuinely say it's more like a game of chess than a war game. Like, it's pitched as the bloody, like, brutal, competitive kill each other that it is, but I genuinely think Warcry is all about movement and playing the scenario and really just kind of being 2 steps ahead of your opponent and telegraphing what they're going to do. And it's not as simple as, let's walk into each other and roll a load of dice. That's not going to work for you. No. That's my opinion anyway.
No, I totally agree. You've got to be very, very careful on what you do, and like you say, if you go into it and you're pretty narrow-minded or you're one-dimensional where you play, you're stuck.
I think so.
You're going to come unstuck.
And it's a fantastic game, and it's been really good actually, obviously, through my job at Element, seeing loads of people take up the game. And we've had some pretty busy kind of game. I know. We've had some pretty busy game nights and stuff, which is really interesting. What factions are you all running, and what are you finding more and more as you play the game? Let us know in the comments. Tell you who I really want to hear from as well is Ruth, because Ruth went from referring to it as Warcry, if I remember correctly, to
she's always trying like sort of shout us down when we were talking about it.
Oh, not this stuff again.
Oh, not Warcry again.
And then it's like, I love Warcry! Fancy dress! And Andy as well, when it was first announced, Andy wasn't keen.
Yeah.
And I remember getting him, and I think, and fair play, Andy's was more lack of information. I think the day that, the rulebook leaked early.
Yes.
And I got a message off Andy
I
going...
remember his post. I
won't say what it said. I think it had a swear word in it, but at the end of it was like, I'm all in.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely one a lot of people... So it'd be interesting to hear those of you who were apprehensive at first and what about it actually turned it round and got you involved. So let's have a quick flick through the comments again. We've seen everyone saying hello to Cam. Reese. Hello, Reese, local.
How you doing, pal?
I think I saw Reese last week. You were in the shop. We had a quick chat, if I remember correct. Have you managed to beat Steve at Warcry yet, Jay? He won't play me. He's been dodging me.
I've not been dodging. There's only so many times you can beat someone before it gets boring.
His goldfish has died 3 times. Like, do you know what I mean? He's running out of excuses, guys. Like, everyone get in the comments and tell Steve to stop backing out and play me in a bat rep. Let him make it happen.
Next battle rep will do it. I'll use my Corvus Cabal.
You sound very nervous. You keep stammering
No,
and panicking. Are you okay?
I'm going to use my
Are you
Corvus
sure?
Cabal.
Are you okay?
Are we allowed to use the allies?
Yeah, they're out.
Yeah, sweet. I'll play you.
You're playing Corvus Cabal?
Yeah.
Dibs on the curse lord.
Nope.
Cool.
No.
Flying Mammal says charge the battery pack. Yes, we have the wonderful Nick to fix us being inadequate at pretty much everything that is involved with technology.
There was a charger just there, but I didn't want to stay out.
It was fun watching him climb over the table and unhook the thing from the roof while like not disturbing us and us trying to not look at him. But that's fine. We are charged, don't worry. Glenn says he's played 20 games and lost 1. That is impressive. Are you playing your dog? Who are you playing, Glenn, and what stuff are you using? What factions do you think is good? What would be interesting as well, because I do have a pretty strong opinion on this. What does everyone think are the strongest factions and the weakest? Be interesting to know what local metas are doing.
Is Untamed Beast still classed as a strong faction?
I wouldn't say they are the top tier. If it was like one of these super cool edgy tier lists that everyone does, I would say they are the best Warcry warband that I've seen, and I caveat that with saying I've not seen enough on the table of Splintered Fang or Unmade. Splintered Fang Leader is amazing, but they're definitely up there. For me, I think the best factions are actually Stormcast. There is a list that one of our locals is using that just Cole might be watching. Kind of opened everyone up. It's referred to as the Ace Ventura list because it only has 1 Stormcast Eternal, a Hunter Prime, 4 Griffhounds and 4 Aether Wings.
Because them Griffhounds are the same stats, but almost half the points, is it? As
the toughness is down on wounds and stuff, but they're fast. And the thing is, the Aether Wings are really interesting because they're move 12 base. That's per action, so it's hyper mobile, able to get work done. I think the Stormcast are up there, and I think the Flesh Eater Courts are pretty much top. Was quite enjoying. I'm looking at Nick and laughing because I've played 4 people with my Flesh Eater Courts list. 3 of them bought it that day. And I think the Gloomspike Gits are super strong as well. So that's what I think is pretty tasty. Be interesting to know your thoughts. But do let us know, Glyn, what you're using. Tangent there. Flying Manor.
Flyman says, well done, Super Nick. And Glyn is saying 5 factions, many more half started, stuff painted. Mostly love the game, but miss SBG. SBG will always be there for you to fall back onto, brother.
And you've not been sharing your progress pictures in the group, Glenn.
Glimwatch.
Glimwatch SBG is still going. Don't make me start Glimwatch Warcry. Top Table Gaming comment saying, or sneaking over here playing, Jay. I don't get that one. Nick's giggling at me. I don't get it. We'll come back to that one. Reese Taylor says, I've not tried Warcry yet. Might pick up the Gladiator box set. The Splintered Fang are amazing. Ian Marley's painting mine like Spartans. We were chatting. He's opened a miniature painting thing.
Yeah, I know he has. Do you paint anything, mate?
Yeah, some stuff. Christian Reeves says, I haven't played a game, but have my Splintered Fang ready for the weekend. Have you seen how pretty Christian's Splintered Fang are?
I don't think I've seen them.
Christian, I have a question actually. I'm derailing us again. You've started putting @ and I'm assuming your Twitter handle. Is that just to get your painting more exposure, or has someone like been claiming credit for your work? Because I've noticed it's only popped up recently.
Right.
He pops it, but your work is beautiful as always. The skin tones on his Splintered Fang. And he says, I might get to the Iron Jaws crew ready as well. Andy and you guys are the reason I bought a faction.
Nice.
Good stuff. GW, hope you're listening.
Yeah.
That's what we do. They're probably not listening, are they? If I was playing Jay, 50 wins, 0 losses. Dude, weekender.
True that.
Challenge accepted. So once I've smashed Steve on camera,
That will happen.
I know. I'm coming for you at the weekender, my friend, and it's going down. And he then puts a little laughing face because he thinks he's really cute. Blackjack says, game on, Christian. Green Tree, check your emails, sent you a pic. Don't worry, it's not my elven lunchbox.
Hey.
I'm less interested now.
He's down.
He sent it to yours, yeah. Untamed Beast and Splintered Fang are my 2 warbands. I think they're real powerful. I love the boss of the Splintered Fang. I think it's a double, might be a triple. Being able to stop somebody making move or disengage actions, but it's not like the Gloomspike Gits or some of the others that then do it on a 3+. It just happens.
Right.
And I've seen him literally go up to my courtier at first every turn and go, you ain't moving, and just benching like a almost 300 point model, I think. And it's so powerful that it is guaranteed not on a like the Goblin Netters for 50 points for a double on a 3+. They stop you moving, but you've got to spend the double, which you don't have an infinite amount of. Then you need the 3+. It's not reliable. Like the Splinter Fang leader, I think, is a real wicked model, and they hit harder. They can't really take a hit, but some of their pieces hit like a train.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Pretty models as well.
They're gorgeous. Do you know what? I remember saying Splintered Fang favourites, love them, and then we saw them at the open day, and I remember I said to you, now hate them, love the Unmade, and now I'm kind of going. I'm just me. I'm a butterfly. I now love them again. We're having a love affair. It's fine. Christian Reeves says definitely going to play against Sean as well. Do you know what? I'll try and get some of my big monsters painted, and we'll run some of the monster battles and the narrative stuff at the weekender as well. I want to try some multiplayer as well, so I'll be ready for some multiplayer. And the wonderful Top Table Tech Nick has been slaving away in Element Games painting scenes on scenes of terrain, and I've got this really crazy idea of the way multiplayer works is it's effectively still player versus player, but your teams of 2. Right. It isn't 4 independent people. It's me and you against Nick and Ben.
Right.
I want to put nine boards together.
How many?
9, 3x3. 4 players all bring a full crew, and you start on a board edge each, and you have an absolute ruck and see what happens. So we are lucky enough to have pretty much enough terrain painted. I want to do a 9-tile mega battle at the weekender. Yeah, it's on. And I can't wait. So if any of you fancy that at the weekend, do let us know. Andy says Flesh Eater Cuts might be my next purchase. The Get Started box is super value now with the M&M launch. Yeah, so interestingly, we all did that as well, didn't we, Nick? The starting box gives you the ghouls, and it gives you 3 of the big things, so you can make any of the 4 profiles you've got, and then you get a zombie dragon, and it was still worth it before you use this massive zombie dragon. But now the massive zombie dragon is one of the monsters in the new book for the narrative ones. So like that is probably now one of the most value boxes for what you can for use in Warcry. You can get a full 1,000-point list with a little bit of change depending on how you build it, and a massive model for the narratives. Like I think it's fantastic.
How much is the box? How much is it?
Start collections Element about £35 with discount 35 to 40 maybe. So do head over to the Top Table group, check out the affiliate link, and if you want an easy in, that is definitely it. The other one is Bone Splitters. So any newer players, Bone Splitters are fantastic because they have like 11, 12 different profiles. It all comes from one box of models. There's that many build options. Nice. So if you just buy a box of Savage Orcs, which come in 20s, I believe. I'm getting nodded at. I love having Nick here. This is great. If you buy a box of 20, you can build more than 1,000 points and all the different options. I've got some Bone Splitters. Nick's done some Bone Splitters. I think they're really good as well. So that's another one if anyone's looking for an easy in. But I do agree, Andy, the Flesh Eater Courts one is now insane value. I didn't want to like it because you all kept going on about it. This is Ruth. I had to play because the Munch. First time was a bit Warcry, but then the second game, addicted. Yeah. Well, we're glad you are on the hype train, because it would have been the same without you. More we played, more I enjoy it. Reese Taylor says, would be cool if they did a Lizardman box set, be all over that. So it's interesting, because a lot of people, with the stuff spoiling from the M&M book, a lot of people are speculating what's next, because there are rules, there are only narrative rules right now, for an ever-chosen warband, so you can take the big 380-point Varangard, which are Archeon's Horsemen. The models are so pretty, and then you can take like classic old school Chaos Warriors, and Beastmen as well are looking like Beasts of Chaos are now showing the face, so people are thinking that we might get card packs for those two factions soon. But I think if the game carries on doing well, there is zero reason why we shouldn't see every AOS faction in the game. I mean, let's look at what distinguishes Kill Team and Warcry. So Kill Team is a great game. Tried it this week, by the way. There's another thing I did. The wonderful Sam gave me a game on Monday because I never tried it. The thing that distinguishes them is Warcry has got dedicated new models in the Warcry Warband. Everything in Kill Team is, in the most respectful way possible, a way to resell old models. Why wouldn't they create a KO Warband for Warcry and a Lizardman? Seraphon Warband and all that sort of stuff. It's only going to add layers to the game. So I think if the game carries on doing well, they would of course develop rules for that. Because they've said it's got 3 years of releases. We're a month in.
We're only a month in. There'll be a schedule.
There's no, unless they were going to get a model a quarter now for 3 years, there's no way we're not going to see plenty more. So I think you will get your lizards. It's like Shadespire. It started with 8 warbands. There's now 16 going into the next 8, so 24 soon. AOS factions with warbands. And they are doing a rotation on that, but not on the models and the factions, just like the generic stuff. So I think the sky's the limit, and you probably will see your Seraphon. You want to take over?
Whatever.
We are on Tim Cafferty here.
Tim Cafferty says, playing Cypher Lords and having a blast. Next I plan on a DOK list. DOK?
Daughters of Cain?
Daughters of Cain, obviously.
I got you, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to build up a good community in my area.
Nice, man. How's it going? Are you finding people are taking to the game?
I think it's one of, if you demo it, if you go to even if it's not GW, if it's your local hobby clubs and hobby groups, and you demo it to someone, I can't see people not enjoying it.
I've not seen,
and it's such a cheap buy-in if you want it to be.
I've not seen anyone. I don't think I've seen many people not buy into the game on the spot. It's fantastic.
And if they're AOS players, it's highly likely they'll have most of the stuff to play.
Yeah, obviously we're working hard here to grow a community as well. One thing I always do for the game nights is I leave all my stuff out, so all my warbands are there if people want to use them.
I almost said a comment then. What about your models? But I chose not to.
Well, I'm glad you've matured enough as a human being, my friend. Glyn says I'll be bringing my Warcry figs.
Good man.
Boom.
Double for the net.
Okay.
What does that mean?
No idea.
What does that mean, Glyn? Give us a clue.
Is he talking Weird Irishman again?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway, Christian
Reeves. Thank you, Jay. It is my Instagram, Twitter username, but I use it because someone tried to use my photos, minis, as their own, promoting their commission painting business a while ago.
Sneaky monkeys.
Oh, who was it, Christian?
So, Christian, stick your links below, and everyone go and follow Christian. The guy is an amazing painter, and he regularly posts over in the Top Table Gaming community, which if you scroll up, or if Nick posts it again in the comments, you will find a link to.
Yep. Andy says the model riding the dragon can be used as an ally too. So that's the whole box.
Nice.
Right. Ruth says, can't be too careful, Christian. No idea how people think they can get away with it. I think they just try the luck, don't they? Just try it. Yeah, just think, sod it. Yeah, is what it is. Glyn says, Jay, what about a massive game where 4 players team up their warbands to fight 4,000 points off monsters?
That sounds like the best thing ever. I reckon the monsters win, but that sounds so much fun. It's really cool. The monsters are a lot more akin to AOS as well, in that when they're at full health, they're the most terrifying. As you do woundstone, they actually degrade as they're starting to die.
I like that.
That sounds and this sort of stuff is what we're going to be doing en masse at the Weekender.
Yeah,
definitely. What the Weekender's about, trying new things, having a bit of fun.
Had to welcome a few naysayers, calling Warcry Battle Winge or a bubblegum game.
Oh dear.
Christian says, too true at Flying Mammal. That was about someone stealing his pictures. Tim says, a few. We have 4 people now. That's good.
Nice.
And it's only going to grow, that, isn't it?
Yep, it is.
It's only going to grow. Green Tree, do you want to take over?
Says, never mind, that email address didn't work. We've been having email issues lately.
We'll try toptablewargaming@gmail.com. If Nick could pop that in the comments.
That was the old one before
That's
we
the old
rebranded.
One, but we still use it. We still use it now and again. Toptablewargaming@gmail.com.
Correct.
Where are we? Tim?
Yep.
I used my starter set and painted all the terrain and now working on the Shattered Storm Vault for the next meeting.
Yeah, the Shattered Storm Vault is lovely. I can't remember the name of the one that's coming out this week, but it's my favourite yet. It's the Azerite Ruins and Azerite Townscape. I think it's a little bit of a mix of both, and that is my favourite one to date. Nick hates it because I've probably Asked him to paint 3 or 4 sets up to now for the gaming centre.
They look lovely though.
He's done like the black to green, black. So pretty. Another one of my genius ideas executed by someone with talent.
Glyn says Flint and Fang leader. That was talking about the double for the.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Nick says Glyn Christian Reeves. Thanks, gents. Insta. Oh, I'll let you read it. I'm not going to try and read a name out.
It's all in there. Yeah.
Yeah. And Flyman says nice, Tim.
Cool. So I suppose before we dive on to the second part of the show, and none of you come on, talk to us, guys. Let's hear about your Warcry experiences. I think we owe the Patreon some stuff.
Yeah, I think
we do. So we obviously have a Patreon which helps pay for the studio, keep the lights on, all the other stuff, and we massively appreciate our Patreons. One thing we promise to never do is hide content behind a paywall. That's not what we're about. We want to share. We don't feel like we make enough content for everyone, so we're not going to hide any behind a pay. But what we like to do is give back to our Patreons.
Just say thank you, yeah.
Absolutely, and we do that in many ways. You can get free dice once you.
Some ways are not as welcome as others.
No.
Sorry about that picture I sent out. I group messaged the wrong picture.
You can get free dice once you've been in the scheme for a certain amount of time, and free t-shirts, some of which have landed. Angel's got her Shield Maiden t-shirt,
yes,
representing. And we do every 6 to 8 weeks. We do a big giveaway where we give away. We've given away like a £50 element voucher before, or a copy of Shadow Spear.
Yeah.
We've done a Warcry. No, the Warcry was different. And then on top of that, we once a month to our Patreons we give away a £10 element voucher.
Yeah.
But tonight we're giving away 2 because it should have happened 2 weeks ago. So to say apologies, we're giving away 2 £10 element vouchers. So given there's only 18 Patreons right now, that means they're all in with a 1 in 9 chance of winning this bad boy. So what I'm going to do,
I'll take them odds.
Ruth, Flying Mammal Ruth, I'm going to ask you to post the number in the chat between 1 and 18. I've got a piece of paper here.
Yeah.
I meant to grab a D20 before we started, but I didn't. So, Ruth, it's now your job to grab a D20 and we're going to roll it, and it's in your hands who wins a £10 Element Games voucher. Oh. In the chat, we've got everyone. Nick has commented that he's done 5.5 Warcry terrain sets, 3 Shattered Domains, and 2 Azurite Ruins so far.
Is that all?
I know, right? I do keep Nick busy, but we wouldn't be able to do what we do at Element Games without him. He's a legend. And Andy's confirming the name of the new one is Defiled Ruins.
Defiled Ruins.
I do hope Ruth's watching, or we're going to be like,
I know, you're waiting for a long time. I think she took that power. You know, like that programme, Take Me Out, by the beginning on it, where he goes, you not ever watch it? Do you ever watch it, Nick? It's just me.
What is Take Me Out?
Take Me Out. Do you not ever watch it? It used to be on a Saturday where they have like a row of like 20 women, and a guy comes down.
Oh, it's the dating show.
Yeah, dancing.
You should go on that.
I am married, mate.
Yeah, if you weren't. Right, yeah, don't go on that, you'll get in trouble. Ruth, are you with us? Give us a number between 1 and 18. Oh, no. I don't think Ruth's with us. She might be making a brew. Right, Ruth, you have timed out because we can't stall any of that. The wonderful Andy Burdis, give us a number between 1 and 18, you beautiful, beautiful man. And let's see what we're going to do.
1 and 18.
Oh.
I remember reading an article about, you know, when people are given options, there's certain things that people will automatically go to.
It's like Darren Brown and stuff, or the way they...
Darren Brown, you mean?
That guy. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Tom Glover's in. He says,
Tom?
I'm late, but I made it. Been at Leodis Games playing some battle companies. He'll have been playing with Gaz Baller and Dave Millington and lots of other regulars, which is awesome. Did I miss anything exciting or just the usual nonsense? Well,
just the usual nonsense.
The usual nonsense is the exciting bit, in my opinion, don't you think? And Blackjack is, of course, saying, hey, Tom. And he picks number 15. The winner of the first £10 Element Games voucher is Tim Garlick.
He wins everything.
And he does. He's cleaning up.
He wins everything.
Congratulations, Tim. You've won yourself a £10 Element Games voucher. Where if you see this, PM me or we will PM you the code. We've got it ready to go. Congratulations. And we've got Marco Lyon. He says 21, and then everyone says, hey, Marco. Okay, so for the second one, because we need to give away one more. Nick, you've not seen this piece of paper. Give me a number between 1 and 18.
4.
4. Connor Whitler is the other winner of a £10 Element Games voucher. So,
well done, Connor.
Thank you both, and thank you to all our Patreons, past, present, and future, for supporting us. It helps us do what we do, and we like to give back in ways like that as much as possible. So, keep up the good work. Andy, Nick, if you wouldn't mind sticking the Patreon link in the chat for anybody who might fancy giving it a look, that would be appreciated.
Yeah, much.
Wicked. So we're getting some new... Everyone's jumping in now. So we've got...
Gaz is back from his battle companies.
Gaz Ball is back. Everyone's rushed home from battle companies. I think you need to have a word with Leodis. Putting battle companies on a Wednesday, I don't think we agree with this, do we?
Or they're allowed to do it as long as they put the TVs on and tune into Top Table Gaming.
Yeah, get them to whack it. Do you know what? Leodis is a gaming store I want to visit. So they were online only until about a year ago.
Right.
Then they got a little store.
Yeah.
And they've just expanded. So things are going great. And a lot of my favourite people are down there from Guild Ball and other systems. It'd be wicked. We're going to have to pop down.
Yeah.
We keep threatening to go on tour a little bit and check out some of the games.
Well, Barney's invited us down on numerous occasions to his place.
Is that Seventh City Collectibles,
City Collectibles
in Nottingham, I'm
in
assuming?
Nottingham, yeah.
So we just opened a little gaming store. Is it more? It looks more Magic the Gathering and thingy based and.
Yeah, I think it's a few niche, but it's a general game store. They play Middle Earth there and stuff. But he said we should go down and do a Top Table takeover.
I'm down.
Which has got a nice ring to it.
Top Table takeover. Can you say that 5 times fast?
Top Table takeover. Top Table takeover. Top Table takeover.
No, you can't. That sounds good. But no, Leodis is wicked. But yeah, Gaz, tell them to not run it on Wednesdays, or at least get us on the telly.
Yeah. And
be commenting on your phone. We're way more important than Battle Company.
Yeah.
How did you all do as well?
They're loving it.
They're all posting in Top Table. I'm kind of emotionally invested myself. Tim's playing as well.
Playing there as well.
Yeah. Swine. So everyone's saying evening to Marco and Gaz, and Christian is saying congrats to the winners. So I think we should talk about Warcry events. So Warcry events are really interesting. I've played in one and I've ran one. Let's talk about playing in one. I think they are wicked. The good thing about Warcry is it's a very fast game.
Yes.
So it's a squeeze, and this would be one of the things I moved to. You can get 3 games in an evening. So if there's 8 of you or less, you will have one true winner.
Yeah.
If there's more than 8, then it'll come down to tiebreakers and stuff, which is really interesting. But the thing that's interesting, and I choose to ignore actually, is that GW recommend 2 hours a round for Warcry in the tournament pack. It's really interesting. And I was
considering it was marketed as a
fast
play on your coffee break game.
Exactly. We ignore that. So the first one we did, we tried 1 hour rounds, and out of the 12 games played across the night, 1 went to time, round 3. And the other interesting thing about tournaments, segue, is what happens when you go to time. So the rulebook came out, and obviously I run a lot of events, so that was a bit that kind of fascinated me. I read it. It said nothing.
Right. I
was like, what happens if you run to time? How do you score it in points? Because the way it works is you can either get 5 tournament points, 0 or 5, depending on your level of loss, 20 or 15, depending on your level of win, and then that's it. And I was like, what happens with a draw? So then,
did they just assume that everything was going to run its natural
and
course?
I think it's actually intended to not put rules in for a draw, and that's why they say have a 2 hour round time. I think they want, in an organised play environment, I've got a hair. Everyone to finish and have loads of time, but so many games are over in 20 minutes. So we were like, we'll do an hour, and then they sent out the organised play kits, which are gorgeous, by the way. You get 8 sets of objective / treasure tokens. They're stunning, and you get these beautiful metal coins, and you get roster pads and posters for your store and stuff. It's wicked. And in that was a how to run a tournament guide. So I was like, cool. Still nothing, but interestingly, they just announced the tournament at Warhammer World on the same weekend as the league finale. Can't go. You won't miss me. And in that, they actually give you 10 points for a draw, which is like right in the middle. So they've answered it in their rules pack, but not in the rules.
Right.
So those are the things that I find.
It's been an oversight.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the things that I find a bit weird with tournaments. But overall, everyone had an absolute whale of a time. It was a lot of people. It's like any new system. It's a quick way for you to meet 3 new people in a night, maybe play against 3 lists you've not played against before, and just get a handle of the meta and the community as a whole. The other thing, I don't know what everyone's opinions are. One thing I did as well. So we've got the Defiled Ruins coming, which are great, and the Corset terrain is great. But the Storm Vault and the Mausoleum, I actually house ruled at the event that if you were using Corvus Cabal, you didn't have to play on those tables.
Right.
Because one of them has 0 terrain you can stand on top of. It's kind of the Corvus Cabal's thing. It feels like a bit of a clinching thing that they can't do that. And the the Storm Vault is one massive dinner plate sized 3-inch thing that they're going to want to jump off. But with some of the deployment maps, like it's in the corner and things. So those were kind of my house rules and stuff. But overall, I think it's a fantastic tournament. I say tournament game, but organised play game, because if you condense down the time, and when you've played a few games, you can finish your games in this time. You can play a little event in an evening. So it's not like, it doesn't have to be a Saturday, and you don't have to cash in all your dad points to go and play a tournament a weekend. You can go on a Wednesday night and play 3 games, which is wicked.
Yeah.
You've not played in one yet, buddy.
No.
We're gonna have to get you down.
Yeah, I'm playing one.
You're more of a casual gamer anyway.
Yeah, I like sort of get a beer, sit at a table, have a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
And enjoy it. But I wouldn't rule out an event, like a fun event. I just probably wouldn't take it too seriously.
Yeah, fair.
Just yeah.
One of the other things as well regarding the time, I have just noticed Andy's comment we'll get to. I think he's right as well. They do include setup of terrain, but I instantly ignored part of that because the logistical nightmare of the rules state that the TO will draw the battle plan cards for everyone.
Yes.
Imagine me holding up a battle plan card and going, everybody who's got a core set, build that.
Yeah.
So what I did pre-event was effectively flipped match play battle plan cards and preset all the tables. So they were all match play legal and they were all different, as opposed to you're all playing the same scenario on the same board layout. Because the other thing as well is, as a gaming store, we didn't want to have to say to everyone, bring your terrain. So being able to Nick's cringing in the corner, this is nearly broke, Nick. So us being able to preset up the table so people can just bring the minis and not have to bring the terrain, it makes it look prettier because we've got loads of painted terrain. And it also meant that we were using some of the expansions and stuff as well. But tournaments are interesting. I do recommend, if you don't already, go and poke your local gaming club. The narrative stuff's amazing, and we're going to start a campaign soon, but definitely try and get them to start the organised play stuff, because you can get 3 rounds done in a night. Some of you get some swag, get a cool little thing. It's really good fun, and it really helps the community mix fast, which is wicked. And we kind of alternated, so one week we do a tournament, and then the next week it's free play, or we're going to start doing campaign, and then it's A, B, and it seems to be taking off pretty well. But do all go and pester your stores to get the kits and get it done, because it is absolutely great fun. Cool. Right, let's see what's going on in the comment. You want to we are here. So Nick's just told everyone what the Patreon is.
Everyone's just saying congrats to the winners. Andy says, I signed up for the Warhammer World Warcry event in December, looking forward to it. Bruce asking when it was, and he's confirming it's Sunday the 15th of December. Christine saying that's a bit close to my kid's birthday, doubt I'll be able to attend. Yeah.
I love Warhammer World. I'm not going to lie, I'm very... You know this as well, I have such bad luck with Warhammer World events. In the years and years that I played Hobbit, I've never made a single Throne of Skulls, whether it's been to a last minute emergency or we've had events booked. There's always something, and I've always said I want to go and play in a Hobbit.
So it's your fault, it's your bad luck that nearly caused the
I've ruined
clash with our finale.
That's me again, because it was announced on the air. But I was really hoping that I could go to the first Warcry event at Warhammer World. Sadly not. But does anyone know of any other events running that I could travel to? Because I really want to get, like I did with Guild Ball, I really want to get on the road with this game and go and meet new people and just get involved with the community and play some more.
Is there how many tickets were on sale for that event? Do we know?
For the Warhammer World?
Or was it just like open the lid on it?
No, I think it is a ticket. It's a ticketed event. I'm not sure. They went on sale last week. Because obviously me and you had to do a bit of panicking around that time, around events.
It'd be interesting to know kind of what they're expecting. How much of the hall they've set aside for
I suppose the closest thing we've got to compare it to is like Shadespire. And I've seen events at Warhammer over Shadespire where hundreds of people, because it's a little board, and they effectively just trestle table it all as opposed to the realm of battles. But I would love to get to that. So if anyone knows of any local events going, let us know. I'll of course let you all know when Element are running some, because that will be me. You know what's really annoying? We never have odd numbers as well, so I never get to jump in as a ringer. But
I might come and play in an Element one just to wind you up. And whilst you're running it, tell you how awesome I'm having an awesome time, Jay. Best games I've ever played.
You do that ever? But like Leo, this guys, if you've got anything planned, let me know. If you want someone to come down, if we're coming down checking it out, if you want someone to run an event, I'll get stuck in. I'm down for that. I'm living and breathing Warcry at the moment.
So film some stuff.
bring it on. Yeah.
That'd be cool. You never know in the new year if it goes well, which obviously I'm assuming it will.
All signs are pointing to it, right?
So they'll have one in the new year again, I suppose. And
yeah,
we'll make a day of it. Go down. I love a Bugman's burger.
I love a Bugman's burger. It's pretty good. That one we had last time was
a
bit of a novelty one. That one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway,
the pulled pork was. It's a bit. Yeah.
Andy's saying there's one this weekend in Aldershot. Is that Saturday or Sunday, bud? Because I'm kid-free Sunday, so I could get a Sunday out. That could be good. Reese said, end up spending a fortune when I go to Warhammer World, especially in Forge World. I was quite proud of myself when me and you went.
We didn't buy anything.
We didn't spend a penny, and I was like, on the way there, I was like, I'm going to get so much stuff.
I was going to buy them Space Wolf Heroes. Remember?
You were, yeah.
I was looking for him. Which one was it? It was the big one on the wolf. Can't remember his name. And then I found him, and I went, no, I'm not buying anything.
I'm proud of myself for restraint. I've never done that before because I didn't need anything. But even on the way there, I was to the guys. I'm like, I'm going to spend a lot of money. Yeah. I'm going to be an idiot because toys, and we're all grown up man-childs. But I didn't, and I did quite well. There's so much stuff. Like anyone who hasn't been to Warhammer World, you absolutely should. It's just an incredible place. Somebody was telling me last week they've not been. It was John Hart, one of our local Warcry players. Right. He's only been gaming again 6 months, and he started with Kill Team, and now he's kind of loving Warcry. And I've said, and it's a shame that again I can't make this because I've said we should have a trip up, even if it's just to like hang out and play Warcry. It's worth the drive.
Well, you know what?
If you've never done the museum,
you can book tables. See, you could arrange.
Who would be up?
Just arrange for meeting at
a kind of
World.
Top table. We can get Andy involved as well, of course. Kind of Christmas meet up where we all just go and meet.
Don't say Christmas.
Why?
Because we haven't got time.
It's like Christmas meet up.
New Year.
Christmas meet up.
January.
Christmas, where we all hang out, have a Bugman's, check out the museum, and play some Warcry or any other games. Who would be up for that? Let us know.
January.
On the groups and all that other stuff. I'm signing Andy up to this. He can have it as well.
January.
Andy says it's a Saturday event. That's no good. Would anyone like to babysit my son?
Anyone.
He's 6, he loves McDonald's, and he's a bit of an idiot. If you can deal with that, he's yours for the day. Oh, that's a shame, but definitely soon I'll catch some. Green Tree. I planned on going to a GW shop on Monday for the first time in years. When I got there, it was shut. I would probably have spent too much anyway.
I think a majority of them are shut on Mondays.
Yeah, they tend to open Wednesday onwards.
Yeah, Altringham's shut on Mondays.
Did you know GW Manchester moves next week?
Yes.
It's going next to Pizza. It looks small.
Is that where the new bridge that goes across Marks and Sparks is underneath there? Yeah.
It's just before that bridge, but like it used to be a closed shop, and it was pretty small. It's 2 floors, but it's quite small. But they're rebranding it as a Warhammer. I think it's 2 weeks it opens. I'm looking forward to checking it out.
It's a good spot.
But yeah, and obviously the one in Stockport has turned to a Warhammer now as well. I think there are more Warhammers than GWs now.
Is it?
Yeah, I think. Or certainly in the areas that I'm kind of around, it seems.
Frequent.
Is it frequent? Yes.
You like that?
Yeah, I do. It's pretty good. Word of the day, toilet paper, yeah?
Hashtag frequent.
Is Altrincham a Warhammer? Or is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Heck.
Yeah.
It's interesting. If Sean will drive, yes. Sean will. He was at the AOS Open Day with us.
Yeah, of course he will. Loves it. He loved it.
In fact, we haven't. Where's Sean?
Where is Sean?
We bank on 2 devices running from that household.
We what?
Don't. It's like GSC all over again. Don't. But yeah, Sean should drive. We've got Scouring is in December. Dude, there's loads of weekends in December. Shut up, Reese. Don't back him up. Go on then. Andy's in. Just not December 3rd. Oh, you're killing all the weekends already. We're going to make it happen. Yeah. Gareth Baller says, never been to...
January, guys. It's January.
It's going to happen at some point.
December is booked up, mate.
We could have a New Year meet-up.
That's what I've just said.
Don't steal my ideas. Gareth Baller says, never been to Warhammer. Really want to go. I'll be up for coming. Yes! Gaz is a legend. I'm looking forward to seeing Gaz at the weekend. It's going to be awesome. Are you bringing your missus again? Bless her. She was the world's most patient woman.
Look, she's one of them. You can tell she's thinking, fool me once.
Yeah.
And all that. Never make the same mistake twice.
Oh, she was a trooper for sitting through. But yeah, looking forward to seeing you at the weekender, bud.
Yeah, it's going to be good, man.
What's Nick? Nick said 20th of September GW Manchester opens. Thank you, Nick.
Eesh.
And Christine said doing it around December 9th. I can use the excuse of it being a birthday present to myself. We will definitely. We'll have a chat with Andy as well. We'll see if we can put kind of a bit of a thing
December
together.
9th?
Christine's birthday.
There's something else that weekend.
Black Friday?
Well, it's Throne of Skulls the weekend after that.
We'll figure something out.
Why do you go? No, because the whole hall will be taken up for Throne of Skulls, won't it?
Yeah, you won't get in. It'll be fully ticketed. But it'd be cool if people want to go. We could do like a Warhammer World meetup. It's an awesome place for a day out. I never get tired of the museum. It's always worth a little mooch around, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool.
But no, it's good. So, what's next for Warcry? So, of course, we've got the book this weekend. You can also get the Iron Golems and the Untamed Beasts in their own little box.
You can.
As well as the Chaotic
And
Beast.
make sure for your pre-orders you check out the affiliate link below.
Down there somewhere.
Down there.
Down there. So, what's next for you with Warcry, Steve? So, you've been playing the Untamed.
Untamed mainly. Corvus Cabal. I'm gonna get a few more games in. It's been a while. It's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
And I am gonna try out a few of the additions from the new book. I'd really like to play a game with the Beast. I've not played a game where any Beasts come into play yet.
I haven't.
Mechanic works.
I have to admit, it's one of the only things I've not tried, and I've kind of avoided it.
Yeah.
I should. We should give it a bash.
Yeah. We'll give it a go. And see what it is.
We'll give it a go.
I'm still confused by the cover rule.
I'm not opening that kind of worms on here because
Andy knows how it works.
Of course he does. He made a video on it. Go and check out Andy's video. It just makes me want to poke people in the eye. That rule. I'm not gonna lie. But so you've got your Untamed Beast. You've painted some Cabal.
Yes.
Are there any of the AOS factions that kind of make you think they're cool? Even not so much rules wise, just on how they look, because we've got loads.
The more I see, is it the Iron Jaws, the big yellow dudes?
Yeah, man.
The more I see them, the more I like the models. But it is strictly just because I like the models. Like I don't even know what the rules are. But because it's not a game I'm going to be as into as you are, and there's so much more I want to do for this. At this time, I think I'm just going to stick with the two I've got and maybe just get some of the additions of the
get some allies and stuff.
Yeah.
The thing is, as well, because our stuff lives in the studio, you've kind of got access to my million factions by proxy.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying using the Flesh Eaters. I think they're great fun because you've got the two big. My list is 2 big hitting pieces, including the super expensive I Kill Everything Vampire Lord, and then 9 ghouls. So you've got the horde element for objective grabbing. And then you've got the 2 big pieces which just ruin people's lives. And it's if you get the lower abilities, you use it for plus whatever movement, and you just run everywhere. You can have the ghouls with like 11-inch base move, and they just and flood the board. Like I've played games where I needed to capture a model, and where usually you chase it and it disengage, and you chased it. I literally would just put 5 ghouls around his base, and he couldn't move. You would just and it's just kind of relentless, which is good fun. So I'm really enjoying the Flesh Eaters, and I've only played 1 game with them, but I want to play a bit more with the IDNF Deepkin.
Yeah.
I was playing a list with like 8 or 9 dudes and 2 eels. Again, I do try and build my list around 10 models with a couple of key pieces, because in a game where maximum, I think you can have 4, unless it's like turn 5 and you've banked your wild dice, like 4 abilities, and you've lost initiative. You can only put those initiatives through, like abilities through 4 models. So a trap in list building is try and give everything an amazing ability, like because you're not going to get to utilize that. So I kind of like to have 2 big key pieces, which I tend to spend most of my ability dice on and tend to get most of the work done. And around that, it's stuff to achieve the objectives and play the scenario.
Yeah.
So Deepkin are probably going to be the thing I explore next once I finish painting them. And if I get a game with the wonderful Colm this weekend, I'm going to hopefully be putting them on the table.
Nice.
So yeah, right, I think we're not far off wrapping up, but let's jump back in the chat. And why don't you start with Glimburger? Or Tom?
Tom Glover says, I'll be up for Warhammer World, never been before. But
Woo.
would love to go and inevitably spend more money than I earn. Yeah, it's like a given. Yeah, we'll make this happen, because I've been talking to Sam, Mr. Jeffrey.
Yeah,
I've been saying for weeks that we'll get up to Nottingham and hang out at Warhammer World, and go and have some food somewhere. So we could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Really, go and play some games with the guys, and then we can meet up with Sam and Jay and whoever else wants to go have some food after. That'd be cool. Glyn says, never been there myself.
Awesome, Glenn.
We're broadening your horizons.
Maybe not in October, but if you can get over to one of the weekenders next year, we'll piggyback a trip on the end and make sure you get to see it before you go home.
Yeah.
Because it is mega.
Nando's Virgin, Warhammer World Virgin.
Yeah.
What can we do this
I'm worried
weekend?
about what you're going to say next. just Crack on.
What can we do this weekend? I don't know.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Where are we?
Mammal?
Fly Mammal. He's gaming with buddies tonight, so I got stuck with you lot. Hey! Whoa!
That's strike 2, I think.
I know. Careful. Glyn says, these shoes stick with you like glue, Ruth.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, yeah. Fly Mammal, 9th of December is great. Good shout, Christian.
Yeah.
It's not. Honestly, it's not. It's going to be January, guys. Flipping super glue. Andy says, need to head off, folks. Enjoyed being in the chat.
Thanks for being in, man.
Change. Catch you later. Thank you, Andy. People saying good night to Andy. Glenn Seymour. Here's a question. How do you hold objectives at different elevations, i.e. the terrain is 3 inches off the ground, objective on top?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure, but I might be wrong, most of the games with objectives do insist on them being installed on the battlefield floor. Or are there some that don't? There are some that don't. But you do measure vertical distance. So if it's on the floor and you're 4 inches above it, you're not scoring it. If it's got a 3-inch radius, which most of them do. So you do actually measure the vertical difference. It's not like I'm perfectly above it. So the easiest example is most of the terrain is within 3. If it's on the battlefield floor and you're on one of the standard core set platforms, which are 3 inches, and I'll poke anyone in the eye and give them a Chinese burn if they say they're 2.9 inches, you are just exactly scoring it, but you have to be directly on top of it. If you're a little bit left, because of the way angles work, you're 3.04, so you're not on top of it and stuff like that. So, wow, we'll get to that in a minute. So you do measure the height. So again, if it's 3 away, you have to be directly above it, or you're not scoring it, my friend. So there you go. Everyone's saying bye, Andy. Bye, Andy. Green Tree is saying don't forget to check that email. I don't want to have to go on Facebook. I'm looking at it right now.
Is that Ben?
Green Tree has done an amazing picture that's turned me into Gandalf, and anyone who knows me knows Gandalf is the one character I hate because he upset me in real life. Steve is
Aragorn, obviously.
It's not Aragorn.
Of course it is.
You look like Kevin Smith.
Aragorn, mate. Aragorn all day.
And then above us,
it looks like Ben.
This is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, it's cool, man. And then the One Ring.
We will, if you don't mind, Green Tree, do give us permission. We'll post this in the top table group afterwards. We're wrapped by the One Ring, and we think
I'll post it up now.
Is it top table Ben? Kind of.
That's definitely Ben.
Show Nick. Nick's not seen it. That's fantastic.
And
man.
it's Ben with his Saruman.
Is it?
Over the Palantir fingers.
Okay.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Thank you very much. I like that.
Ben could do with getting that airline kind of. I
don't think me and you can.
I know, right? I know.
I'm gonna so check the Facebook group now. I'm going to post this image that Green Tree's done. And
Julian Anker says, "Is it the same if you are below?" Yes, it's absolutely the same. Height is measured in terms of scoring these things, so do be careful of that in your games. It's why it's not as crippling as some people have seen in some of the photos online and what have you. But yeah, we've been chatting all things Warcry tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. We like rambling on, and I love Warcry.
You don't, do you? Do you really love Warcry?
It's alright. It's alright. But
I've never guessed.
Don't forget, we've got a full playlist of Warcry content. We've got 5 battle reports, some unboxings, some tips to get better at the game videos. Is there any content you'd like? Is there anything on the game you'd like us to make a video and clear up? We would love to make more content. As always, this is your channel, so the things that we can, the things that you want to watch is always going to be the stuff that we make. And Green Tree does confirm it is absolutely supposed to be Ben. You have to tag Ben in that. I doubt he's watching.
How do you tag? Is it just at, or do you just tag?
Just at. So it's like teaching your dad how to email this. Sorry, everyone. Oh, bless. And Glenn Seamer says, #WarcryJ. That is better than 99.9% of the hashtags you've come up with me for me in the past, Glenn. So I appreciate that. And I will take WarcryJ as a hashtag.
So check the group now. It should be up.
So
it's awesome, that was cool.
It's amazing.
And I'm happy that I'm Aragorn. It's my favourite character.
I'm not commenting about Gandalf. If you want to hear my Gandalf story...
How did you not know that was not... You knew that was Aragorn. You just went, who are you supposed to be?
No, if you want to hear my Gandalf story, I will tell you if you ask in the next live stream. So, where we are here.
That's cool.
Tim Caffett, he says, do you still score if you move more than 3 away? So, I assume you're talking about controlling an objective here. So control an objective, when you check it at the end of the turn, you have to have more models than your opponent. That's how you control an objective. But you don't lose control of it until the end of the turn where your opponent has more models than you. So yes, you can technically still control an objective the turn after when you've got nothing within 9 of it. If it's to do with models within X, it's measured at the end of every turn. But in terms of control, which I think you're talking about, you can move away and you still control it and score it every turn until the point where they have more models than you. You also don't lose control if it's the same, you still count as controlling it. So we've played the burn the objective scenario, Nick, and Nick, the cheeky swine, actually won the game, I think, and caught me off guard because I was looking at the table going, there's nothing over there, cool. And what I forgot is he was there last turn and he burned an objective that he had nothing near because I hadn't tried to go and contest it. So there's a really interesting level of play around control and things like that. I hope that answers your question. The Flying Mammal says, good night all, thanks for the night. I see you all in a few weeks at the Weekender. The Weekender is getting super close. So excited. Tell them about the Weekender for anyone who doesn't know.
So the Weekender is our multi-system event, which is basically made to be really relaxed. We do have sort of organised play, but as you call it, disorganised play, because it's just laid back fun. We've got multiple systems, so we've got Middle-earth SBG.
Correct.
We've got 40k, we've got Vanguard, we've got Mantic there all weekend, we've got Tommy Sewell,
Aristea,
Warcry.
Let's not forget that
wild
one.
Cards. We've also got Luke from Luke's APS there. He's building boards, doing like a build with me type sort of class, and he'll be there all weekend drinking and hanging out and having fun. There's just so much going on.
Mega raffle, free tickets.
Yeah, just loads.
Andy's going to do a Saturday night quiz.
Yes.
And it's going to be full of everyone from this chat who loves hanging out, having fun, and playing games the right way.
It's just a chance for us all to get together, hang out, actually meet each other face to face.
Correct.
Not you just hear us waffling on. We can hear you waffle too.
I know, right.
It's two-way
And
street.
apologies in advance for anyone who comes on. We don't know who you are because we only see it.
Yeah, I won't know who you are.
Yeah,
and you'll say, "Oh, I'm such and such," and within 10 minutes I'll have forgot because I'm old.
If you're interested, feel free to drop me or Steve a PM on Facebook or go and find the Top Table Legacy Weekender 2 Facebook event and group, and all the info's in there. But if in doubt, get in contact. We would love to see you there because this type of event is the future, and we had so much fun putting on the first one, as did so many people in the chat. We can't wait to do the next one.
It's going to be awesome. I really can't wait.
So let's do one more question from Tom D, and then we'll wrap up.
Tom D says, should tournaments for Warcry run only Chaos factions or allow AOS factions too? Basically, are AOS factions too strong in general?
They certainly seem it at this point, but I don't take any weight in anything that's not been out for 6 months. The game is too new.
Depends what you want from the event as well. Like,
yeah, I always remember.
If you want to play a fun event with the faction that you like, it doesn't really matter.
I always remember. I'll cast back to Guild Ball because that's an easy one. And for the first 4 months, me and the wonderful Jamie Giblin were playing it 3-4 times a week, and the Butchers won every single game, 12-0. And then we met up with good friend Jamie Perkins, the lead designer on Guild Ball, and he literally pointed out one ability that Jamie could use different. Then I couldn't beat him for 4 months. And the game is too new, and people are still figuring out the right synergies and the right combos of models and the right list builds within the Warcry factions, that I think it's unfair. It certainly does seem that the AOS factions have more options, but the game is evolving and growing. It couldn't come out in its final form. And we're now getting allies, and there could be something in there that really complements the Unmade's playstyle. So whereas I half agree and say it feels that way, I certainly think if in 3 months, if we got no releases, I don't think it'd feel that way anymore. I think it's just new, and some play styles and some factions are a lot easier to kind of hone in on. This is how you do X. This is how I work optimally.
I said it a couple of weeks in about Iron Golems. Everyone's going, "Oh, Untamed Beast are by far." I still think the Iron Golems, something will click somewhere. Someone will do something. Go, that's how you play.
I genuinely think ditch the dwarf, ditch the banner because your toughness is high enough. Get rid of the breacher. I think it's a bit of a trap, and you take the Dominar, potentially an ally. I'll have to see what we get on Saturday, and then just max out on the toughness 5 shield dudes. And you play attrition, you play the scenario, and you just go, you're not going to kill me. It's going to take too long. I'm going to try and score quicker than you. And again, as I mentioned in one of the top 5s, play the scenario, not your opponent. And I think that's where the Iron Golems are. They're not the killers that maybe the starter set pitched them as.
Yeah.
But I think they do have a good play style.
Definitely, totally agree.
Cool.
Gareth Bowler says, "Love an Aragon." We know you do, Gareth. We know.
He only paints 3 a week.
I know, yeah. Tim Cafferty, got it. Great, thank you. Glyn says, 1 month tomorrow. I'm over a day early. I know it's going to be good.
1 month. Holy that word.
Call me Maloney.
Yeah.
Green Tree, I will be at one of your events one day. Yes, you will, Green Tree.
Hope so.
It's got to happen. Gareth Bowler says, Middle Earth Saturday and Warcry on Sunday for me at the weekend.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Mark Olay says, do you still have tickets available for the weekend? We do.
And we would love you to come.
Yeah, if you can make it, that'd be awesome. Check out the event page. I think, has Nick posted it on?
No, he's not.
We'll get Nick to post a link onto the event page now.
Marco, if you're in the Top Table Gaming community group, you'll find it in there, or in Facebook, just search for Top Table Legacy Weekend. It is, of course, 2. It is, of course, run by me and this wonderful chap, and Andy, who you've had in the chat all night from Blackjack Legacy, bringing our wonderful communities together.
But if you are able to make it, it'd be awesome to have you, and you will not regret it.
Correct.
Excuse me. Gareth Bowler says, and obviously plenty of drinks.
Oh yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good. What are the dates again? It is the 11th
to 13th of October.
11th to the 13th of October. So it starts on the Friday. The Friday is
noon. Get here at lunch.
Very relaxed. It's just meet and greet. We're all going to hang out, have a few drinks, play some friendly games, and then all the shenanigans will pretty much start Saturday and run through to Sunday.
Correct.
Yeah, so that'll be awesome.
Jaipic says, evening gents, good evening my friend.
How you doing, buddy?
But we are literally about to wrap up.
I know.
I do apologise, but if you give it about half an hour, YouTube will have uploaded this as a thing you
watch
can
it from the beginning.
Watch it back and let it be known that we appreciate you for tuning in even at this point.
Thank you for joining us though, brother. Christine says, at Map Life Friday 11th to the 13th. Yeah, brilliant, thanks. Is anyone driving from the south east? Get on the event page.
Post that in there.
Ask that question on the event page.
And hit up ours and Andy's groups. There will be.
Yeah,
Make sure you hit up the Top Table Gaming community group and the Blackjack Legacy group. And Blackjack Legacy group.
Blackjack Legacy group.
We get confused because we've merged the names for the event. And I'm sure we can cater for you and we would love to have you.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
And I think on that, we are done. This has been yet another Top Table Live in the bag. I'm thrilled to get sit waffling about Warcry, and I love the stuff that Steve maybe doesn't know as much as me, because I get to talk even more, which Steve absolutely adores. But it's been a pleasure. Hope you've all had good fun. Do let us know. And as always, I have been Top Table Jay.
I've been Top Table Steve.
And we're going to see you in the next video. Take care,
guys. Bye bye.